Hello, Gemini. It is Marley with Fawn and Fire Intuitive. I hope you guys are doing amazing. I'm back. I know it's been a while, but I'm here. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node. I felt very strongly these messages were for North Node as well. So if you don't know your North Node, just Google it. It's really easy to find, but you can watch the video for your North Node too if you're interested, okay? Also, since I've been gone for such a long time, I decided to do something special with these readings. So once it's posted, if you want a personal reading, just comment and I will either pull a spirit animal oracle for you for probably about the first hour after it's posted. So it's not going to be, there will be a limit to how many I do, obviously. So make sure you comment soon after it's posted. You can either ask a question or just say, yes, I want a reading, and I will pull some cards for you and give you a channeled message, okay? So I did pull a few spirit animal oracles for the overarching message, and then we will go into some more oracle decks and tarot cards, okay? Gemini. Okay, so the first thing we have is number 35, the koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. Then we have sweet results await, number 7 in the reverse, the bee spirit. Believe in yourself, number 57, the squirrel spirit in reverse. The turtle spirit, slow and steady wins the race, number 62. Groundhog spirit, time to let go, number 31. And the whale spirit, trust in the great mystery. So the first thing I was feeling as I pulled these out, for some of you Geminis, there is something, a desire of your heart, something you really want, something you really want to explore, something you really want to experience. And there could be a big part of you that either thinks that you don't deserve it, you're not good enough, you're not ready for it, that it won't work out. But you're being encouraged to trust the great mystery. That those desires in your heart, those things you can imagine yourself doing and experiencing, they're there for a reason, okay? And Spirit has a plan. Like, if you feel like, oh no, I'm not supposed to do that, or that you feel like you need like some outside force to give you permission, no, it's that inner voice that should be what's guiding you. That's what's giving you permission, that it is going to work out. And yes, it might be slow and steady, but it's time to let go of like being afraid of your shadow, or being afraid that other people might see you a certain way if you branch out. And it's time to kind of let go of those fears that you aren't good enough, because those desires are there for a reason. And that like inner knowing, that intuition, those passions, they're there for a reason. And when you ignore them too long, I mean, it would just suck to look back and be like, oh man, I really could have done that. I really was good enough. And one thing that Geminis, because you guys are so acute mentally, and you're actually able to process like emotions mentally, and the whole duality of what Gemini is able to accomplish logically and through their intellect is incredibly powerful, but a lot of times it can cause you to bypass your heart because you're processing it intellectually. You process your emotions intellectually at times, or just you feel a feeling and you immediately go to your mind to define it, instead of actually like listening to where that feeling is pushing you. And I'm getting chills with my crown chakra with that, which is my sign of like, okay, yeah, that was the message right there. Okay, so let's see what else comes out. Anima Mundi, the Queen, the solar plexus chakra. Okay, this is, you're sovereign. You have this ability to create, and you have all of these aspects of yourself, all of these talents, all of these things that can like work together in order for certain things to pan out, to happen. Everything is working together, guiding you in your purpose and your plan. And everything is valid. Okay, you might think like only certain things are valid. If you grew up a certain way, if you have certain people speaking into your life that only certain things are valid. No, all experience is valid. All experience is living, all experience is valid. And when you're feeling like huge resistance towards the flow because you are kind of like fighting against yourself and what you're really feeling and what you really want, you're being encouraged to like get back into the flow. Because the river is, you can have that momentum behind you, guiding you to where you need to be, where you want to be, where the place that would be satisfying for you. And when you're feeling resistance towards that, like if you feel like the undertow is like pulling you under, a lot of times it's mentally how you're processing it and mentally what you believe about yourself, like that no, that's impossible, or I don't believe in myself. I've got to, you could get focused on the minors. Like you could feel like, oh no, but I need this and this, like little things like attention, affection, someone to approve of me right now. Like if you have like childhood wounds that are where you're just kind of going after like little bits of power, little bits of comfort, it's actually coming from like this, like inner wounds and like a lower aspect of yourself that you've really evolved past and you're ready to evolve past. With the shadow here, the shadow work and the bridge, which the rainbow bridge is like to higher consciousness. Like you have this deep inner knowing of what you're truly capable of. But sometimes possibly like just the praise of man and feeling like kind of like meeting those emotional needs in the moment, get you actually cause resistance, so you're not actually moving towards what you really want as quickly as you could. And then we have the mirror, which is, and with the shadow work, recognizing like the things that have happened in your life, they are kind of the bridge that and the contrast and the life experience that propels you towards the opposite of that. If there's been a lot of painful contrast, you can rest assured there is a lot of good to come, especially when you kind of get to that higher consciousness where instead of projecting outward and pushing things away and allowing that past pain to cause fear, you actually allow it to be a bridge that shows your strength, that you were able to go through so much that that nothing can really beat you down because you've already made it through so much. And a lot of times too with Gemini, because of your like high aptitude for intellect, it's easy for you to just kind of like quickly size someone up and judge them, but be careful of that because often you're judging yourself because you're looking in the mirror at them and you're just judging them, writing them off, and you're kind of like creating this narrative where it's like, oh, that kind of person doesn't deserve success or they're that way, but all experiences are valid. So be careful on the judgment. I'm not sure if that might resonate with some of you. Okay, let me just pull few of these. So we have the tantric journey, which I think is making love in the moment. It's not necessarily sexual. It's about breathing. It's about being in the moment. It's about being open to the moment. It's about being open to exploring what satisfies you deeply. And it requires vulnerability. And then we have delight. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. Yes. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. Okay. So the same thing I was saying before about like, that contrast. Sometimes the people who have felt the deepest pain are the ones able to become enlightened because they felt the contrast. You have to feel the depths and the darkness in order to fully feel like the higher vibrations, but you're being encouraged like to do what feels good. It shouldn't feel like drudgery. It shouldn't feel so painful. And for some of you, it's like everything you want, it's actually like, it wants you too, but you're not allowing it for some reason. I wonder why. It invites us to be open to whatever comes our way, without judgment, without opinion, without fear, without resistance. Wow. How many of those words did I just use? And they're all in this card. The frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way, without judgment, without opinion, without fear, without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner. in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. And that's exactly what I feel for you, Gemini, that there's some Geminis watching that are meant to expand. You have so much to share. You have dreams that you're like, oh, that could never happen. It can totally happen, especially when you follow your joy, especially when you allow it to happen. Let's pull some tarot cards over this and get some deeper messages, and then we'll go to love. If you guys are on Instagram, I'm there too, Fawn and Fire Intuitive. Please follow me there. I would love to connect with you. I'm also on Facebook, and I did start a TikTok. I haven't made very many TikToks because I don't know how. But I've made a few, and I will be making more. So if you're on TikTok, you can follow me there too. Yeah, so let's see. What is Gemini? What are you? Okay, some of you could be trying to run from your past so much. We have the Three of Cups here, which can represent reconciliation. It can represent music. It can represent, you know, just joining together with friends. And then we have the Page of Hazards, okay? And then we have the Four of Wands. So for some of you, there's an aspect of friendships or people in your life that are, you've given them too much power over you. You know, they could end up, because you're like, oh, I got their acceptance, so you're just going in their flow instead of entering your own flow. Okay, and then there, for others of you, you could be missing your blessing or your expansion. Like the Four of Wands is, you know, the tent poles. And there is a Bible verse about that, about expanding your territory and the tent getting bigger. Like it's time, you're meant for more, Gemini. And like if you are kind of running from certain things that happened in childhood, you know, it could be just you're kind of stuck in your mind about it, but it's not necessarily the truth in a way. I mean, it is, if it's your truth, it's your truth 100%. But there could be ways of reframing it, because some of it, even though you didn't deserve it and it is impacting you, this Queen of Cups, like she's eating a brain. So it's like you're maybe processing it mentally instead of like emotionally really seeing what you feel, what really feels right to you. I just keep hearing about that like solace of, if somebody tells me it's okay, that then it's okay, instead of actually really trusting your emotions. Trust yourself. Yeah, we have the Star. You're a star, Gemini. You're a star. And it's important to not ignore whatever it is that you're trying to ignore right now. What it might feel more comfortable. Yeah, but the truth, it always has a way of coming out. You know, for some of you, it could be important for you to be careful with how you're communicating. Because for some of you, if you do rely really heavy on certain friendships or relationships, when it doesn't go right, you could get really angry. And that could stop the, you know, the ultimate blessing. Because we have the Two of Cups in reverse and then the Ten of Cups in reverse. And it's all around this Knight of Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, like coming in harsh with words that hurts like a relationship or family dynamic or long-term emotional stability. You know, going with like the quick fix or what feels logical in the moment and ignoring the emotions could really impact your relationships and your emotional satisfaction long-term. Okay, so let's see what's coming up in love for Gemini. Cards coming out for a lot. We have attraction. Enjoy this moment fully. You attract romantic love by enjoying the moment fully, being open, being connected to your heart space, being receptive, being radiant, enjoying the moment, not doubting, not being afraid. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Codependency, addictions affecting your love life in reverse. True love in reverse. Why is true love in reverse? Okay. For some Geminis, just like I was saying, like with the past, certain stuff from the past could kind of just have like, could block your heart a little bit and make you feel like unsafe, letting that guard down, connecting fully, you know? You might start feeling uncomfortable when you start to open up to somebody or things start to get vulnerable and your love life ascends to a higher level of commitment. And that could block true love. That could block true love. For some of you, there's some certain things that you need to forgive, some things that need to be reconciled. For some of you, it might not feel like true love if it's not codependent, but you could, that's why it's important to connect to yourself and be taking care of yourself. For some of you, you might feel comfortable when it's passionate. You might be in this really passionate connection, but there's like a deception behind it because it's not true love. Like if you're a little emotionally guarded, like the passion, the competition might feel like love, not the actual vulnerability and the actual like connecting, and when it needs to get to a higher level, when you need to actually, in order to not be codependent, like get close to somebody, let down your walls, but then kind of, fill up your own cup and allow freedom, allow them freedom and yourself freedom while still building something. I feel like I'm not making that much sense right now. I mean, this message is only going to be for certain Geminis. There's a lot of shadow work that it seems to be coming out in certain Geminis right now. And so if that's you, look back at your family, look back at your parents' marriage, some of those beliefs, even like your religious upbringing, the things people have spoken into your life. Some of it just wasn't true, and it's not how it has to be. And so for some of you, your perception of it is what's not true. And the shadow work will help you see that, okay? Because you're really being encouraged to listen to your body and go your own way. Like you don't have to repeat what you saw in childhood, but you also don't have to be afraid of love, marriage, your dreams, your goals, your vision. Like you might be trying to control it so much that it's just causing resistance, so you're not in flow, the void. If some of you are feeling like, oh my gosh, just everything feels dark and stagnant, you being able to connect to yourself and your own power, you are going to be able to create in the void. Like that is you becoming one with source. Like if you think about like the Bible, God created in the darkness. There was nothing. Consciousness creates in the void. We have self-love and strength. Listen, some of these things, it's not even going to require like that much patience. It's just actually like being aware of it. Like being aware, like, oh, I want to be in flow. I'm just going to listen to myself a little more. Oh, yeah, I forgive certain people, or I don't have to allow people to I don't need their permission. Like it's going to be okay. I can make decisions. I can trust my own voice. I hope this was helpful, Gemini. I understand that it was pretty specific, so it probably will only resonate with some, but I'm encouraging you, look into shadow work. If you ever want help with that, I am launching a course very soon in August called ECLIPSE, which is about actually like shadow and light, the masculine, feminine sides, childhood wounds, accepting that like our hero and villain sides, that we have to be the villain sometimes in order to be the hero. It's really about embodying your power so that you can manifest, but oftentimes we have a lot of wounds that hold us back from that, and beliefs and fears and just ceilings that our subconscious mind has set due to what we've experienced, that we just have to break through, because we live in a world of duality and contrast. So if you're interested in finding out more about that, just send me a message on Instagram, okay? So much love and light to you guys. Again, if you want a personal reading, comment below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, Gemini.